Good evening to everybody. On behalf of the Combined Services Cricket Association, I'd like to extend a warm welcome as chairman of this 2012 pre-season cricket reception. This is the fifth reception we've run here in the Ministry of Defence, and I'm delighted to welcome so many distinguished supporters and benefactors across the sporting, civilian and service spectrum. We've also got representatives from all four of our cricket associations, the Combined Services and the Single Services, and clearly many of our sponsors tonight. It's great to see you in particular represented. Without the sponsor support, I think it's obvious to say we wouldn't have the standards and the achievements of our Combined Services and Single Service cricket teams such that they achieve on an annual basis, and the fun that they have. Now, for those who don't know me, my name is Brigadier James Illingworth. I am, for my sins, the President of Combined Services Cricket. I hasten to add that's in my capacity as the President of Army Cricket, and because Bill Moore ran out the building in December last year saying, Illingworth, move now and don't collect £200 to take over the cricket. I think it would be right and proper to say that whilst he's not here, we ought to recognise what he achieved for us and to pay tribute to what he did in taking forward Combined Services Cricket. He sends his apologies and best wishes to all, and I'm pleased to say that he's agreed to continue with the chairing of our Lords Working Group, that which oversees the Inter Services 2020 that takes place this year in June. More of that later. Now, despite the inevitable pressures on availability caused by operational commitments and other demands, I'm pleased to record that service cricket is prospering well with the development of 2020 competitions for our men and ladies, the 3 inter-service competitions, again men, ladies and under 25, and a full Combined Services fixture programme for our best players across the 3 services. I'm also pleased to report that both the men and the ladies Combined Services teams will be heading off on tours later this year and early next year. The ladies are heading off to Sri Lanka in October on the first Combined Services Ladies Tour, and the gentlemen are planning to head off to Australia in March next year. Switching to Lords, last year was also very special in that all 3 services competed against each other for the second Inter Services 2020 competition to be held at the home of cricket. Unfortunately, the weather impacted on the cricket, which sadly resulted in only 2 of the 3 scheduled matches. But the day, I know, was enjoyed by all, albeit a smaller crowd than we would have liked. It was extremely well supported by sponsors and the take-up of corporate boxes in particular. And the result, we had the RAF proving themselves to be worthy winners. Hurrah, some will say. So does the President of Combined Services Cricket. I'm very grateful to all those who made the day possible, and in particular to the MCC for agreeing to us holding such a great event. We're honoured and proud to be invited back this year, a little earlier, on the 19th of June, and this clearly is as a result of the Olympics being held in July and August, but this should suit our cricketing calendar and hopefully attract a bigger crowd. And I would just add that it's vital that all of us in here hopefully have got that date in our diaries, the 19th of June, Tuesday, and bring as many as you can. The website clearly captures all the details. Our charity this year will be Combat Stress, and you can see some of their details around the room. Known, I would expect, to all of you and highly respected by all of us for what they do. For all 3 services, service personnel. I'm delighted to see that the team from Combat Stress are here tonight with some of their promotional material, and I think I'd just like to show a short video depicting some of their work.
our heroes can't help reliving the horrors of war. Please help the charity Combat Stress to help them.
I'm sure you'll agree, an extremely worthy cause, and just to highlight, 19th of June, we're there as much to play cricket, but clearly in supporting the nominated charity this year. Okay, by any standard, organising, running and playing cricket is a challenging portfolio, especially given, as I mentioned earlier, the ongoing difficulties of availability and commitments experienced by all our personnel. But the enthusiasm, skill and commitment of all the players rarely fails to impress. Modern day advances in coaching and preparation play no small part, and the benefits of improving performances are allowing the combined services sides to contemplate ever more ambitious fixtures. Now, alongside our principal protagonists, we also have a fine team of coaches, physios, umpires, scorers and even tournament referees. Again, their commitment to broadening their ranks and raising standards is clear for all to see. And I know I and my fellow service presidents and chairmen thank these people in particular for their support and commitment. I'd also like to pay tribute to our team of administrators. I'm in no doubt that it's through their imagination, commitment and sheer hard work that we've achieved so much in recent years. Given that the vast majority are volunteers, fuelled by nothing more than a passion for and the belief in what they do, their achievements are nothing short of remarkable. So thanks to each and every one of them. And lastly, I turn to our most generous and loyal sponsors, many of you in the room tonight. We're all aware of the continual squeeze on defence resources, and of course sport has had to absorb its fair share of that pain. However, I believe out of the necessity to review how we do our business has emerged a number of virtues. Working closely together, I believe we have a far better understanding of each other's needs, and this has been translated into closer and ever more productive relationships. Put very simply, the progress and ambition I've already reported simply would not have been possible without the ongoing support we receive from you. Therefore, on behalf of cricketers throughout the services, I'd like to place on record our enormous gratitude for the magnificent support that you all continue to give us. In concluding, I once again highlight the 19th of June as a date for everybody's diaries, please. Please bring your friends, those you work with, your relations, anyone to make the day as enjoyable a day it should be. The details, the website are all there. And I would just highlight Heineken and BFBS, who are our lead sponsors for the day. And if there's a key message tonight, it's one of acknowledgement and gratitude to all involved with service cricket for the collective well-being they provide for the future. And a thanks to you for coming tonight. Clearly there are many of you here who as sponsors will probably want to speak to people in and around the room. There are some of us with lists who can tell you who is here and who you might want to speak with, and I would clearly encourage the hosts that are amongst us to look after our sponsors in that fashion. Thanks very much indeed.